It's here.
It's October 11th, 2020, which means it is day 11 of the 31 Days of Fright horror movie project, year 9. I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today officially starts sequel week, and the first movie on the list is House 2, the second story. But I gave myself one rule for this week, is that I have to have at least seen the first installment of a series before I can start jumping around. So like say, we'll use Underworld as an example. So if I have never seen the first installment, I cannot do like Rise of the Lycans as a entry in this week. So I have to at least seen the first installment of a series. So before I jump into telling you what you need to know and what my final thought when the final credit rolled up on the screen is that I need you to click subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified for any future videos I will be creating right here on this channel. Hit the like and share this video because that helps me getting my YouTube channel and videos out there to a much broader audience, and as well as leave a comment down below because I want to know what you have to say about House 2, the second story. And my final thought when the credit rolled upon the screen is that I thought this movie was actually pretty decent. It's definitely much lighter in tone compared to the original, The House, the first installment, and it's just, and my biggest compliment to this movie is like how random this movie is. Like the first one, it did kind of have a little bit of randomness to it, but it really kind of followed a kind of a structure to it. But this one is really random. That's probably about my biggest, like I said, my biggest compliment for this movie. I totally lost my word for a second, but it's because you got these two outlaws who are feuding, who want this crystal skull, and that's what really sets this whole movie in the motion. Where his great grandson digs him up out of the grave, and he's been buried for 70 years, and he's been just waiting for somebody to dig him up, and so he can kind of rejuvenate himself into his younger version of him. And he's just been there laying underground until then, and that's just what sets this whole movie into play. And so when they put the crystal skull back into where it needs to go, evil forces are converging onto this house, and it's like, all right, we need to protect this crystal skull, and they don't do a very good job of it. And so they takes it to the jungle, and they have to fight this caveman, and they have this little foot chase with a baby pterodactyl around this really nice looking home, and then it just gets random, then more randomness from there, and like John Ratzenberger, you will recognize his voice from Toy Story, the Piggy Bank from Toy Story, and Cars, and basically anything Pixar related, and Cheers. And he just randomly shows up, and he is like this electrician slash adventurer, and he goes on to this other random dimension that's within this house, and it's through this Aztec, and they have this like battle royale essentially for this crystal skull after it's been taken yet again, and it's just like, how random is that? And that's just like what I really liked about it. But my biggest complaint about this movie is that the fact that there's a subplot in this movie where he's being judged, or that he's been caught cheating. Like, he shared this kiss with this random girl who they, from dialogue we learned, that have had a past with, and they just kind of, it's just kind of in there. It's not really privy to the story or like prominent to the story. It's just a way to get the girlfriend out of the picture, like his current girlfriend out of the picture, and I just don't like that. Like, I wouldn't great if like she was part of the ride, and like she was like somehow stumbled upon the pterodactyl running around the house, or this little baby pug caterpillar thing that they end up befriending as well, and it's like I am this Aztec goddess who is about to be sacrificed, and it's just like so random this movie is, and it's just that's what I really liked about it. And it's just that's random, but that whole cheating subplot where he's being mistaken to be cheating, it just doesn't fit within the whole movie. It's just a means to get some characters out of the house, so because they brought a lot of characters in, and it's like, well, we need to get them back out, and that's basically what that subplot was, and just I thought it was fun. Like I was like there for a little bit. I was kind of like, where is this going to go? And I couldn't. If I had 100 guesses, I wouldn't have been able to guess any of that. So, but I'm going to give you my rating scale. 1 being run-of-the-mill horror. 2, best watch with the group. 3, it's more than average horror, but adds nothing new to the horror genre. 4, helps move the horror genre forward. And 5, being a horror classic. House 2 is definitely best watched with a friend or friends because how random this movie is. Like, I'm leaving stuff out on purpose because there's just so random things that's happened, and it's just like, okay, that's like I'll give you one where it's basically like they have this impromptu Halloween party. Like, oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you that I invited a bunch of friends over. Okay, to his friend's house, and it's like, why didn't like you couldn't have told me or whatever? And so, and during this party, it's like this guy, the old man, the grandpa who has this really cool old age makeup, and he's just dancing along and to this other cowgirl, and it's like, and it's just like, okay, that's random. It's like this Halloween party came out of nowhere. And that's another thing that I really want to touch on is real quick is the visuals, is that the house looks amazing. The set is really pretty cool. When they go to the random dimensions, it's pretty kind of cheesy, but there has some moments where it's like, that's pretty cool. And then what I really, really liked about it is that the stop motion within the movie. I really like that. There's a scene at towards the end of the movie where you get to see like the kind of a rotting horse, and it's not really blood and guts rotting. It's just like it's decaying, I should say, and it's really dusty, and you can see the bones popping out, and it's like it's stop motion, and I'm like, that's really cool. So that's really all I got to say. Please click subscribe, hit the bell to stay notified for any future videos I'll be creating right here on this channel. Like, comment, and share, all that good stuff again. It really means a lot to me. This is the first entry in the sequel week. Can't wait to share what tomorrow's video is. So I will see you tomorrow, and I am the one and only MSJ, Max for short, and I say thank you.